I was in shock. I was like, shit, I got an ocean within me, yo. Oh, sometimes. Hello, Jammin. How is you doing? I'm sure you've been feeling the energies. It's been crazy. It's been going up and down and up and down. Wow. At least I've been like, what is happening, son? I've been playing with myself a lot as a canvas. As you can see today, we got jewelry on. I never used to be a jewelry person because I was too lazy for the ish. But now...
What? It's been a minute. But we're here and we're better. We're back and we're better.
I've been playing with my bedroom as a canvas, switching things around, which I'll show you little snippets of here and there. I'll do a separate video with more just in details, but you're probably seeing some snippets right now. And then I have this necklace, which is the latest piece of my crystal collection. Is malachite. And then these earrings, I don't know where I got these earrings from actually, but I found them and I was like, they're so pretty. And then we got an amethyst up here because I've tried to record this video twice. Hello, Jammin, how is you doing? Oh, the microphone is in the frame. Get it together. And both times my mind was running wild, I had this kyanite, blue kyanite or kyanite on my third eye first, but it wasn't working. So, and then here's my little money appreciation, because money isn't evil. Money in itself, I think because I preach, or don't preach, but because I speak my truth when it comes to how I feel about the way we use money and the way we view money in our society. I think a lot of people think naturally that I don't like money, but money isn't bad. Nothing, like tools are not bad in itself. It depends on how you choose to use the energy. And the system of capitalism in this world is what's creating so much bullshit. That's why I'm like, we can do better, but money in itself is not bad. It's just not necessary anymore, I feel. But anyway, moving on to what this video is about today, which is beautiful Yoni eggs. Here you can see two of them. This is a clear quartz crystal Yoni egg, and this is a rose quartz. The rose quartz is the only large Yoni egg that I own. So putting them beside each other, you can see, and it's way thicker than the other ones. And you can see that this is rose quartz. I don't know if it's from Namibia or Madagascar. See in the middle there. So I'll take these with me over here. And then this is actually a homemade stand that I created from copper thread. And this pot too, I'll do a separate video on the pots and stuff. And then in here, let's move this part. This is also a rose quartz, by the way, same as this, but you see the difference in shades. The 3 medium-sized Yoni eggs that I own are from Yoni Grace. She also has a YouTube account, which I'll link to down below. I love her so much. So these 3 are from Yoni Grace, and it comes in this beautiful box. And this is black obsidian, clear crystal quartz, and red aventurine. This is the first one I got, and it's the smallest one, even though they're all medium. This is the smallest, and then comes the black obsidian, and then comes the clear quartz, and then the largest one, which I got here in Bergen, is the rose quartz crystal. I need to take a note of that. Blue kyanite is beautiful for open-minded communication. Actually, not for communication, probably for something else. Maybe drawing or singing. Alright, hello Jammin. I don't remember if I said hello or not, but hello, how's you doing? I hope you're doing great. Today the sun has been peeking through and the weather is not too cold in Norway, so I'm loving it. It's beautiful. Gonna sip some water. So today we're talking about Yoni eggs, and I love them so much. When I first saw Yoni eggs online, and I think I saw China Brooks, I'll leave a link to one of her videos down below. She's beautiful, and a lot of other women that have videos on Yoni eggs on their channels, on YouTube channels. I was like, nah, that's not for me, because first of all, how am I supposed to get the egg outside of me when it's first inside? Like, I'm gonna put a what in it where? No. So basically that's what it is, in case you haven't heard about it before. Yoni eggs are for placing within the space that is called the yoni, and the yoni is a term for the vagina or the womb. Is, I don't know if it would be the womb, like, because there's different names for all the different spaces, but I just love saying yoni because for me yoni represents space. It represents the blackness, the darkness, and like if you look at the yin yang, I have a yin yang medallion. Hold up. This is actually a shungite crystal that has this yin yang. So for me, yin yang represents the masculine and the feminine. It represents the giving and receiving, the light and the dark, the contrast that creates creation, the up and the down of a vibration. And everything is vibration if you've been on my channel. At least from my knowledge, from how deep I've been able to go, I see everything as vibration, as movement, as energy. So, with the yoni egg, when I first saw it, I was like, no, I don't think, I'm scared. What if I can't get it out of my body, blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward to now, when I saw it again, I saw some videos about it on YouTube, and especially on Yoni Grace's YouTube channel, the one that I've ordered yoni eggs from. I saw it and I was like, okay, you know what? My body, I'm a woman, right? I have a womb. I think that's where the word woman comes from, like womb, and then man, human, mankind. Men love to say man, or the patriarchal world that we've been living in love to say man. And then you have the womb man. So I was just like, my physical, and then also with the yin and yang, with the contrast, feminine and masculine are two different ways of saying or two different ways of seeing and observing the contrast within energies. And I feel like with where we are evolution wise as human beings, our physical bodies express masculine or feminine energy, and that contrast within our bodies make us able to create new life when we put those two together and harmonize, and then new life comes from that. That's why 3 is such an important number in religion and even in mathematics and stuff. When you play around with 3, you'll recognize that it's a very abundant number, even with the construction of the pyramids. But back to what we was talking about, okay? What was I saying? So the reason why I'm talking about contrast is because something that is contrasting within all human bodies is the breath. When you have the inhale, you're receiving air, and then you have the exhale where you're giving back air. And I feel like that's why usually breath is focused so much on within meditation, because it brings you down to the simplicity of receiving and giving. And it also is a beautiful way of expressing appreciation, being part of creation, being a creator, and just focusing on an aspect of yourself that usually runs subconsciously, and bringing your conscious mind, focusing your conscious mind on that aspect of yourself as a being, as a living form, as a binary form. I've heard that word a lot lately, so I felt like using it. Makes me sound all fancy, you know what I mean? For me, meditation, I usually love to sing, dance. Meditation for me means being in the moment, living in the moment, no worries about the future and no anxiety about the past, vice versa. And so the calm meditation of sitting still, going within, like slowing down and focusing on your breath, usually my patience gets tested. I'm just like, okay, let's move on to something else. But with the yoni eggs, you don't have a choice, okay? You can try this one because it's the smallest one. It's easier. You don't have to, but in the beginning, I definitely had to. So what I did in the beginning is I had the egg, and I'll do a separate video on all the eggs that I own and the experience of all of them. Like this one, I experienced myself as really aware, and there was synchronicity and confirmation within the universe or how things were responding. That was so beautiful. So I'm excited to talk about the story about this egg. But what I did when I had received it, again, it's a red aventurine, also known as peach aventurine or orange aventurine. I placed it right at the entrance. Again, this is going to be graphic. If you can't handle it, then you can log out now, or not log out, but click out now. You got free will, so it's up to you. I was using this stone, but just to make it easier to see, I'll be using this for demonstration. So I had the first stone, and then I placed it right by the entrance of my yoni. Now, I haven't been sexually active in a while with a partner, and I haven't, I don't know how much I want to share, but I don't like dildos and stuff. We gonna get real in this video. Can we go get real? So I don't like dildos and stuff. I actually got my first dildo when I was 16 years old because I promised myself that I was gonna wait with sex until I was 18, but I was always really curious and interested in sex. So I was like, okay, to tame this nature and to prepare as well, because I was like, how is something gonna fit in there? Like, you know, you get curious and you try with your fingers and stuff when you're younger, and then it hurts and you're like, how am I supposed to fit like this big thing? Because obviously I actually had an addiction to porn when I was a child, when I was around 8 to 9 years old, and I'm also gonna do a separate video on that. Wow, we just letting it all out today, yo. Oh, okay, I love it. So I'm getting hot up in here. Okay, hold up. Yeah, I got them dildos. I had one first that I got, and then I barely even used it because it was not comfortable. And then later on, I learned that using dildos will make your walls within your yoni, I don't know the biology of it specifically, so I squeezed that, but you can research it yourself as well. I'm just going to share what I remember, what I know. Which is that using dildos will make your system less sensitive to when you're actually having sex with someone. So natural, like a penis or fingers, things that aren't plastic specifically, are beautiful to use. And also when you investigate more within energies, how energies work, plastic is like an anti-energy kind of thing. I feel like everything has a frequency, so plastic probably has its own frequency. But imagine, like, when it comes to electric things and that energy, that spark, when you're doing something electrical, usually you'll be recommended to wear something with plastic because it'll block the flow of energy or something like that. So I stopped using dildos, or I didn't really use it. As I said, I had one. I've used it maybe 10 times since I got it, and I got it when I was 16. And then I played around with other things. I'm not gonna include that part. That part. So actually, I would also like to say, before I continue, I don't really remember where I was, but I would love to have, or for girls that haven't had sex yet, if you're watching this and you still haven't had sex, I would really recommend trying out a Yoni egg to start with, just to experience for yourself how it is to have something within you and get to know and learn your body. What I would love to say as well is that I am 22 years old, and one of my first videos was that I haven't had my period. I still have never had my period, and the reason for that, I went to the doctor, the gynecologist, all of that, and we did all the tests to see if it was within the DNA or if it was cancerous or what was going on. Nothing was going on. The only thing was that my uterus was underdeveloped, or still looking like a child's uterus. So my system is still quite small, and I don't know if that's changed today. I don't know if it's starting to develop and if I'm gonna receive my period sooner or later. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I haven't been back to the doctors because that's some, I don't know. I'm just, at this point, my body is doing what it's doing. I appreciate my body. I love my body. And I'm down for whatever experience I am here to experience with this body. You feel what I'm saying? So, I was going to say this part. So the reason why I'm saying all of this is that my, is it cervix? It's slender, it's small, and still when I used this Yoni Egg for the first time, it was slipping out. And the reason why I got medium is because I haven't been sexually active, plus the fact that my cervix is smaller than a grown woman's cervix develops into becoming. Wow. So, once you get it, don't feel like you're loose or not loose depending on how it moves out. I feel like how this stays within you depends on how aware you are of your body and how you're able to use your muscles and how well exercised your muscles are. When you first get it, your muscles are probably not going to be that well exercised unless you've had a lot of conscious and aware sex with your partner. And if you've been using a lot of dildos, I would actually recommend also getting a Yoni Egg to get back that sensitivity, because they're crystals, they're healing, they're beautiful, they're earth crust, like Yoni Grace loves to say. And yeah, I believe in them, okay? I believe in the power of the Yoni Egg. I've felt the effects of it. Like, the more aware you become of energy, the more you'll feel it. So, back to what I was saying with the breath and this. I put it here, right here, at the opening, because I was like, we're gonna take this slow, okay? This patience right here. And then I placed some fingers, I don't remember how many, but I placed fingers at the end of it just to hold it, because my body was pushing it away almost, especially because nothing has been there in a while. So it's like, okay, what's going on, girl? You didn't tell us that we was having business or a celebration today. You feel what I'm saying? So I just put it right there, and then I inhaled just to see how my body moves in relation with the egg, the crystal, or my womb, especially my yoni. And when I was inhaling, the egg was being pushed outwards towards my fingers. And then when I exhaled, my body opened up, my yoni opened up. Every time I was exhaling, the egg went further and further in until it was right by the end. The entire egg was basically inside, but it was still at the end. Then when I did the inhale, it just went doop, sloop, and then in. And then as it went in, it just disappeared. Now, what I can say is the more you stress, the more you tense up your body, the more pain you're gonna feel. The more relaxed you are, the more in breath you are, and you focus your awareness on your breath, and you feel how your breath affects your body physically and energetically. But you just start, focus on the physical, the energetical part will come. Focus on the physical, and the more you relax, the more pleasure you will feel with it. It is so beautiful. Like, I love myself, my body as a woman in a new, like in a deeper way, and I experience myself as a woman in a different way, because it's such a personal experience. Even though I'm talking about it openly, it's such a, like, you get to know yourself in such a beautiful way, in such a deep way, and an intimate way, and it's really amazing. I love it. So that was the experience with this one. And then again, as I said, the energies and stuff, I'll go more into depth when I talk about each stone individually. So the next stone that I got was this. This baby took me 30 to like 45 minutes just to get in, because you see, she big, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in, honestly. Like, at this point, I don't know. But a part of why I decided to actually try out Yoni eggs was because I was thinking, as a woman, I want to be able to feel, and I want to practice how it is to give birth. I want to practice and play around with the design of my body, my feminine body, or my womb is able to give birth, and how aware can I be in that process of giving birth? How much control or discipline can I have within this? And with Yoni eggs, I feel that I learned that there's, if and when I give birth, pushing is not going to be an option. It's going to be about relaxing and using your body knowledge and your breath and your awareness to guide the baby out of your body. And I'm speaking now as if I've given birth. I haven't given birth. I've seen a lot of natural birth videos though, and the way they explain the process also makes me feel like it's something natural and it shouldn't be a horrible experience. It doesn't have to be, I feel like. So with this, I really had to relax. I had to calm down. I had to dim down the lights and really relax my body. And it was like making love to myself with this stone. And it's like you experience yourself as a physical being from your perspective as a soul. And in this way, you can tend to your body, give yourself some attention, some love and affection in a way that's gonna blow your mind. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's beautiful. I love rose quartz, I've given, like, if you're gonna give crystal gifts, I love rose quartz. They're just amazing. And then the clear crystal quartz, for amplifying energy. You can also even try eggs together. I haven't done that with these two, but I have done it with these two. These are the latest crystals that I got, the black obsidian and the clear quartz crystal, and they were beautiful for me as well. And this is like light and dark, so with the last new moon in Cancer, I believe, I created a oil for the full moon in Aquarius to join the yin and the yang and be as one. And then I actually wrote some notes that I want to share with you guys, that the biggest practice of receiving and giving is breath. Breath connects all the components, elements of what keeps your body functioning and alive. It also connects to deeper aspects of your being, such as the mindfulness, emotions, the astral body, and light body. And again, I feel like everything connects with everything depending on how you see it, your perspective. And then I also wrote, giving birth is the perfect example of yin yang. With the Yoni eggs, I have to find with my body the harmony of receiving and giving, using breath as a guide and body knowledge. So when it comes to giving birth, there's so much energy. And I feel like it's the same when you give birth and also with death, that there's this, like, you're coming out when you're born, you're coming out from the light, coming out from the darkness and into the light in a way, because you're coming from this dark and deep space, and this dark and deep space reminds me of the ocean. And it's so incredible, how beautiful, because when this is also going to be a lot of information, but when I got this out for the first time, I was curious. I'm a Taurus. I live by my senses. I love to taste, touch, feel. So I smelled it after I had taken it out, and it smelled like the ocean. Like, you know how people say, oh, the vagina is fishy, especially a lot of, like, no hate, no shade, anything. Just, I've seen a lot of gay channels or gay people's channels, and when they refer to the yoni, I get that it's not your thing, but I still feel like you should be respectful of the yoni, because it's such a sacred, beautiful space where we all came from, and disrespecting the yoni is disrespecting your mother, it is disrespecting your daughter, and the feminine energy and the feminine power has been pushed down for so long that right now we ain't got time for that no more. Like, let's lift up each other, all of us, whether you see yourself as this or the other or anything in between or up and down. Like, I don't care. Let's all love each other and respect each other. So the yoni space, when it's in balance and stuff, or you haven't washed in a minute, stuff like that, it can turn fishy. But the yoni in itself is the ocean. Like, I promise you, boo-boo, if you get a Yoni Egg crystal, take it out of yourself, just smell it, and you're gonna smell the ocean. You're gonna be like, you're gonna feel like you just walked out in nature, got to the ocean, you're sitting on your own, and you have the fresh breeze, and it smells like the ocean, bro. I was in shock. I was like, shit, I got an ocean within me, y'all. What? So that's the womb space. I think that's also why water is connected to the feminine energy, because it's preserving, it's encompassing, it's protecting. It's also a conductor, a channel for new life, especially the cave, the darkness. And the darkness is the black, is the absorption of everything, and it holds the most potential because everything is within the black. And then you have the light, which is the reflection of that everything. So it's also beautiful and powerful in itself, the black and the white. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that I found these. By the way, they started off, I think, from China, from historically how far they've been able to track them back. It started off as a thing for the cocoons, that's not concubines in China, used jade eggs within their womb, and I haven't done all that research, but it's really exciting. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something new, or at least that you enjoyed the video. And I'm really grateful for this platform. I'm really grateful, and I love that people are becoming more open, and at least with myself, feeling like I'm becoming more open, even though I've always been pretty open, but just now sharing things more unapologetically and more for myself to express, and less for a response. You know what I mean? Less for doing it for something else, just expressing because I can and because I love it. And we gonna stay jamming, you know? We just gonna stay jamming. Thank you for watching. I love you, I appreciate you, and I'ma see you soon. Oh, to find a better day. Sometimes some people can be, was it something I said or done? Sometimes I feel there is no